Hello, everybody. How are you doing? I'm here. There I am. Hope everybody had a wonderful day trading the Santa Claus rally. By the way, if you're new here, please do consider subscribing, ringing the bell, and hitting the like button. Most important, ringing the bell so you get notified of the live streams. So let me adjust this a little bit. There we go. Oh no. Oh no. Wavy. First rule of Fight Club is you don't talk about Fight Club. 4,800 weeks ago, they're calling me delusional. After the 45.30, you were getting a little worried, but now we're at 47.8250. Oh boy. Oh boy. If the market crashes tomorrow, everybody blame Wavy. Again, you don't put out the call before it's hit. So we shall see. So Santa's real after all. Yeah, Santa's real, of course. You don't think Santa's real. Anybody who says Santa's not real, I'm going to boot them from the live stream. All right, here we go. Here we go. What were we up today? Let's see. S&P 1.43%, NASDAQ 1.7%, Dow almost 1%, 98 basis points. So, yeah. Just the way looking at here, you can see here now 4705, 4700 to 4705 is the major support. You can just see that by looking at the chart now because that was major resistance, now becoming major support. But now let's get the lines on here. And ooh, we have the cluster up there at 4,800. What's above 4,800? What's your next target there, Wavy? Because mine's 4866 above 4,800 if it keeps going. How did the levels do today? Let's see here. Let's see here. Let me adjust something else too. There we go. What do we have on here? What did we have in? We had 4784. And let's see what the high is so far. There's just some little remnants of trading going on. 4784.25. So that's where, I mean, you can't get more accurate. Once you learn to use these harmonics again, if you're new here or newer, this was the 12 and 25% projection from the low back on December 20th to this pausing area. So the high on, or I don't know if that was the high. Let's see. Well, it looks like it was the high December 23rd. But it's this nice pausing area and use a 12 and 25% projection. And look at that with that 25% projection, pretty much nailing it right there. I'm just updating this so we can get some levels. We were pretty much bullish all day today. Didn't do much until the U.S. session got above the bullish line and then just took off. Bullish line in the sand for me tomorrow is about 47.73 area. So even if you pull back here, I'd be watching the 1 hour rotation zone for any pullbacks there. Your major support area I'm coming in with, we had this prior 47.43.25 area to about 47.51 with the rising 4 hour rotation zone. So anywhere in here is my key support levels tomorrow. Above there, we don't have a lot of good pausing bars yet, but I'm just going to target this 4,800. And as Wavy says, we close above 4,800 tomorrow. I make it seem so easy. 48.50 is his next target. So we'll see. Mine's 48.66, but I won't discount 48.50 because it's the next major round number. Let's see. I would like to get some pausing area. This is a problem. We don't have a nice pausing area yet. So what are we going to do? We're going to need a retracement. Everybody, we need a retracement. The best I can do with a pausing area right now is a single little pausing bar. That's not going to be as accurate, but look at this. Look at where we're sitting now. And then I'll do the most recent swing. We have 4804 to 4808. Major triple harmonic cluster in there. What else are we going to do? We're going to use this little most recent swing to get some minors. So we went back to a swing that really started off this rally. Oh, and look at this. Even with this pausing area, most recent swing just reinforces high area we had before. Then we have 47.91.75. We've got what you only use levels from RTH. What's RTH? Spell that out for me. I'm a little tired. So just tell me what you mean by RTH. What if we get a longer pause? Update these levels that I put on here, the most recent swing to the bigger pause bar. Regular trading hours. No, I can use for stocks. Yes, regular trading hours only. For futures, you can go extended hours, especially uh, in the uh, financial stuffs. You know, they're so liquid. You can go because you don't want to ignore Asian or European pauses. For stocks, I only use regular trading hours. I don't use extended trading hours. Unless I'm doing something in the extended and we're trading actively and I'm trying to find some levels because I'm actively trading something. It could be an earnings thing. Otherwise, for 98% of the time, it's regular trading hours only. But again, S&P, NASDAQ, Dow, you can go they virtually trade 24 hours a day. You have to consider what's going on. That's why I find them more accurate than just because for the SPY and the cubes, the QQQs, uh, you can use regular trading hours only. I would not use extended there because it's thinner. So, but you can verify your levels, and if there aren't any good pausing bars, use the S&P futures to help come up with the levels because you can roughly translate it into if you're where you're trading like the diamonds or the spiders or the cubes. Okay, but that's why I don't highlight the other ones. I highlight the futures on this channel because you'll get a lot more accuracy. So we had that pullback minor. If you want to watch something minor, keep an eye on the 1 hour rotation zone right here in this little support shelf. So if you start breaking below that, then watch for a possible dip into the Asian session with a possible recovery either in the European Open or US Open. I'll be checking those. Other than that, let's see. Again, the major support zone 47.42 to about 47.51. Below there, if we did drop below that, that would not be terribly good, but then I'd go back to this 47.18 area. And then below that, this 4700, 4705. And that's key. You do not want to see it close back below 4700, 4705. Even though the daily rotation zone, let me do this. I got to change these around. Daily rotation zone is all the way back at about roughly the 37.5% retracement, but you don't want this major. This was a major resistance base, which now should be very strong support. So if we had a disaster come out and you dip below it, I definitely want to see a close above there, and I'd watch that 37.5% retracement. Again, to the upside, nothing's really different. We have 4,800 area. Then we have 4840 minor area because that was that minor pausing bar. Then we have 4866 to the upside. If you had another rip your face off day above 4866, I'd use the intraday harmonics. If you can't do intraday harmonics, just start watching at the round numbers. Let's see what else we have. NASDAQ. I forgot to put up my little thing. I'll put it up for NASDAQ. Oh, look at these levels. I am sorry if you again get one thing from this channel that these are stuff I've come up with. Don't know anybody else who's doing it besides people I've taught. And if they claim they invented it, unless they were doing it back in the 90s, they did not. And I've never seen anybody out there. But this is why it's so great to use these levels. Look at this cluster. Look at that cluster. We had already identified, the 16,572 to 16,578. running right up there. Running right up there. Key line in the sand for me tomorrow. I'm going about 16,520. 16,520. So again, that was, if you want to know how got those levels, see here's how it's anchored. It was from these lows back down on December 20th to this pausing area on the 23rd again. At least with here, we can go to this minor. This gives us a slightly better pausing area. I'd use this area right here rather than this area because this gets a bar that doesn't touch this high. So we get a little extended bar there. And where does that take us for tomorrow? Let's take a look. Above 16,577 now. We have 16,667. Oh, we just missed 16,666. Lucky that harmonic didn't come up. We have 16,667.75. Minor because that's just on that little pausing bar. The better area to watch is the 16,698. That's what we call a reverse harmonic. That's again from this low going back in time because we didn't have a new high yet. So we went back in time going a reverse harmonic. And that's where we're sitting right now, the 16,577, but that's a 16,698. That's a key area I would not ignore tomorrow for partial profit taking and or stop highs are moving up. Then we have 16,769, major high from before, and 16,798, which is from this most recent harmonic. And then above that, we have 16,927, which is a big reverse harmonic from these keys lows on December 20th back to the highs on the 22nd of November. Wow, right before Thanksgiving. And then that gives us, if it keeps on marching higher, 16,927, 17,067 to 17,089. So this is how you come up with a game plan to help really determine your bigger picture trading. Area now, we're still running up here, also against the candle bodies in this little gap open that reversed strongly, coming in with that harmonic. So this is a very key area. If it does pull back, you really don't want to drop below about 16,420 on a closing basis. 16,420 would not be good. That's where that would then come back into this consolidation pattern. And you can see that's in the 4-hour rotation zone. If it dropped below there, you have minor support right around the 16,300 area. Let me mark something off here. But we don't have a lot of firms. 16,303 again. Back below there, I'm then focusing if we drop to below there about 16,225 to about 16,192. Little wider zone in there because you start trading back in here. You have a clear path coming down to this area, 16,340, then 16,303. Then you have another clear path coming down to 16,182. Again, I'm not seeing anything negative. We're not yet an overbought. I'm staying in bullish mode unless we get a major topping pattern, which we have no signs of yet. Doesn't mean we can't pull back, but you want this key support areas to definitely hold on any pullback. Dow. I'll show you what I did here. Again, bullish mode was 35,923, pretty much staying in there from the open and then running up. The only addition I did was from the opening bar to this little pausing bar on a shorter term to get some other levels because I figured we weren't going to make this cluster 36,291, 36,300. So that gave me 36,180, then 36,216, which we have not hit yet. So those levels, let me update with a little farther pullback area at this point to get something a little farther away. So you got 36,193, which we're up against now. Above that, I'd be watching intermediate 36,242, then 36,300 essentially. Bullish line, the sand for tomorrow coming in right about 36,136. So above there, I'm in super bullish mode. Yeah, yep. If we're on a pullback, really key area is about this 36,100 with the rising 1 hour rotation zone. So watch for this area right here. If you broke below there, see this is another clear path move. There are no stopping points right here. So you can take a look at the 4 hour. So especially if you started breaking below here, let me show you. So we got a reversal. You start breaking below this area right in here. Then you have nothing back down to about 35,925 area. See, that's the problem when you get these rapid moves up. And this is minor, 36. I've just watched 36,000, about 36,038. But that's going to be key if you get any selling pressure. You really don't want to get below this 36,038 level. That's where I'm going to be really keying off, because that would take us into the 4 hour rotation zone also. And then we still have some more clear path down there, and I'd start watching the bottom of the 4 hour rotation zone. But let's look at the positive side. Now, on the 4 hour, the Dow's overbought. On the daily, it's not yet overbought. So next key level is 36,242, then 36,292 to 36,310. Above there, 36,369. Then we're watching about 36,486. Major support on the daily. Try not to clutter up this too much, but I want to take a look just where that would be. The major support on the daily is coming in right about 35,562, but you really don't want to see this level right in here. See this resistance shelf? You don't really want a daily close back below 35,875. That would be a close back below the critical resistance becoming support. All right. Let's see. Okay, well, thank you. I just wanted to, help clarify. For the people who like to tune in to get to ask the questions, and I try to elaborate a little more and more without overwhelming people with too much information. So that's, people ignore some of this basic price action that's staring them in the face. That's what's really key. Basic price action that is staring people in the face. You could take off all these indicators, everything else, and I could still trade with basic price action. I like to use some of these other things because it helps reinforce. Now, when I say basic price action, I'm also doing harmonics because it's not using any indicators besides it's just math. Okay, so you can do it even with a calculator. I could just take the highs and the lows and calculate it, and I could just draw lines on my chart if I didn't have the tools handy. Anything else we want to look at? Let's just peek in. Crude, we talked about this yesterday, up big. Look at that. And if you think the stuff doesn't work in other markets, here you go. Here's another example. Low on December 2nd to this big pausing area high on the 9th. See right here? Gave me 74.70, which is a great area. The first harmonic is great for moving up stops. The second one's great for taking partial profits and moving stops. So you see right there, how many people said, it's 76.07. What was the exact high today? 76.09. I mean, how many people had that on their charts before this happened? We had this on our charts. You could have had it on charts starting on December 10th. So you break above this base, you have the next target. Now, since we have to go, we don't have anything shorter. That's going to be too minor. But here's another example. Here's another example of, clear path move right in here. You start getting above this ledge into here, clear path move. You had a minor stopping point right here, move through, but then your next major target above here would be, I'd watch this 76.70, 76.80 level. This harmonic is also a nice support and resistance shelf from before. And then I'd be looking back to about 78, 78.13, end of the clear path move. Uh, WFG, is that what you want? The stock WFG? Huh. Wow. Well, that sure took off. Let me know if you wanted this stock, but I'm looking at it anyways because that's some, wow. That's some major price action. Whew. That would definitely be, and we just hit that harmonic. So this would be an area 95, 93. I'd definitely be moving up a stop if you're already long. And then your next target's 99.40 above there. And it would not ignore that 99.40 to the $100 area. Has this ever been, what's the highest this has been? So this is major highs, but here's an example. This is the major most recent swing. Okay, you can do a minor swing for intraday stuff, but I'm going to focus on the major stuff on stocks people call out. And here's the long-term move. So you get above 99.40, 102.14, then 111.82. This also, with this being these two tops right in here, really right below, you don't want to key close at this point. You don't want to get rejected from that $100 mark and then close back down below about 91. You come back here and then close back below 91. That would not be a good sign because you just broke out of this really nice base. See, it's really nice. This is a daily, really nice base forming. So we came up here, made this high, sold off, came up, retested that high area, sold off again, but then built a base. You know, we did not get down to this prior base, building this base, and then you break out above it. So stop, move up, and then definitely I'd be, you know, I always like to take a little something off the table at 100 the first time it hits a round number because generally when we test this out probability wise of the first test of a stock hitting 100, there's a strong probability of a pullback. So I like to take stuff off and watch to reload. And then the second, and if it makes a second and third attempt back up there, I can reload, take some profits, reload, and then watch for that breakthrough move. I am still working on it. It's going to be sometime in the new year, okay, about the course. It takes, I don't do things haphazardly, and it takes time, and I have to build charts, I have to build examples, and I have to update examples from stuff I've done before. Take a look at some of the chips. Oh, let's SMH. Before we get into there, keep a close eye on SMH. This is starting to get toppy. You can expect it if this turns. I'm going to put up some levels here. But keep an eye on SMH. It is starting to look toppy. It did break above this key area on a closing basis. So you don't really want to see it drop back below. You don't want to see it. Then we'll get to this is the semiconductor ETF. That's why, because Wavy was asking for some of the chips. So, but above here, 322.65 definitely raise stop area. Then 326 to 327 would be profits and raising stop again. Then 336.33. However, if this turns back around and gets this built a nice strong resistance shelf, you get back on there, especially with a bigger red candle. There are getting to be some selling signs up here. So just keep in mind, especially at the beginning of the next year. Just pointing that out. You keep trading with the trend, but you start breaking below that base that it just built. Nvidia, Nvidia is still, by the way, this is not a double bottom. Nvidia, there's still some upside, but this is looking more and more tired. That's why I'm keeping a close eye on this. This did come back to down to the weekly rotation zone. Uh, we're getting to a very aggressive buy, but this is looking very, very toppy here. Have to update that. So longer term, I'm watching for a bigger pullback in Nvidia. That doesn't mean it can't keep rallying at this point, but it's got a lot to chew through to get, and it's would really have to get a key close above 335 before the end of the year. I'm keeping a close eye on this because if this starts breaking down, it's not going to bode well for the markets in the new year. Let's see, you want AMD. AMD. Oh, I had some of the key buy signals on here. Buy signal triggered back on December 15th. Now marching up higher into this is a minor clear path. Very minor because you only had a couple bars in here. It was an advanced clear path, but this is the first close into it. There was an advanced clear path from down here. Again, just keep in mind with AMD, it's finally above that 62.5% level. That was a key level I was watching for a continuation move. I'm just going to use these harmonic retracements to move up stops. You don't want it to close back below about 147.50. 147.50, don't want to see it below there. And then major on the sand now is about 143.30. You get back below there, I'd watch out below with AMD. Facebook, I was looking at Facebook earlier today. Didn't we talk about this? I think I mentioned this on, you get above this defining point. I know I mentioned this on a live stream, which was key to me. Now we've gotten above this declining trend line. This was the defining point. If you want to know what a defining point is, I have videos up on the channel for free about how we draw trend lines. Go check that out. Next key area I'm really watching for continued rally is about this 350 area. You get above 350. My next target is 353, then 360.42, 367.19. But I really like this. It came off a very breaking down with a strong reversal. By the way, this was a buy signal right here. This was an aggressive buy right here back on December 6th, getting above the first level of resistance. This was also another add-on buy signal back on December 21st. And now we are back above, it's getting its momentum higher, breaking above key resistance. So if you're already long, 350, 350 area is going to be key. Then use 360.42. And here we have what we call an advanced clear path. So 367.19 is a really nice harmonic target. It's right near this pausing area. And then above there, I would be targeting, look at that, that's significant right there, 374.75. You get above 374.75, then it's to their most recent highs. Let's see, Michael, you're welcome. Really helpful Discord, been really wonderful lately. That was the reason I put it together, so people could work with each other to help learn. There's a lot of great people in there helping each other and starting discussions. So that's, it's what, $10 to join, one-time fee. It's not meant to be, it's cost of lunch these days for the price of one meal. So, you know, skip lunch one day and just join Discord. Discord is freaking awesome. There we go. Anything else we want to look at? Facebook's looking really strong. Where you don't want to get back below at this point is this 335.85, 336 area. Back below there on a closing basis, that would fill this gap, close back below this key resistance level, and then I'd be watching for a return to 324. You break down below 324, I'm looking for new lows below December 3rd. Okay, Sterling, you want AT&T? AT&T, which triggered the double. This is sort of a nice. So if you're already long, let's see. There's also a front run buy on this day back on December 16th. This was a front run buy. Why we call it? You need a trigger. We don't just front run bigger picture signals happening, but we had this potential double in place. You had a front run buy here. Now you've already hit your stop reduction for the double. The double officially triggered here. And your next key levels to the upside are about 25, 20, what is that? 25, 23, 25, 66. And you have the first cross the rotation zone. So you don't want it to drop back below this rotation zone because that would take it back below the peak at this point, and it's already hit the stop reduction target. Weekly, you're in the weekly rotation zone, so do not, this is why I'd use the conservative targets, and I'd be aggressively moving up a stop again at that 25, 22 area, and then I'd probably bump down the final target instead of 25.66 to about 25.60 and keep watching the top of the weekly rotation zone. Because you'll probably get a reaction back down, and if it stays in bullish mode, then that could be we might even get a re-add signal, and it would already weaken the rotation zone. So then if you make another push through there, you could easily make a run up to the about the $27 mark. All right. Do I ever take a vacation? I wish. It's really tough with 5 dogs, all rescues, because if you can't kennel them. They've come from really bad circumstances, so it's really tough to take a vacation. And a lot of people don't know how to manage 5 rescue dogs. I do always say, well, where am I going? I'm not going anywhere. I guess this is what I do. Just, it's price action. I used to do that occasionally but now with 5, and some of them don't get really stressed in the car at this point. LMT, then I'm calling it a day, everyone. Oh, besides doing Tesla, LMT, this is beautiful. I was keeping an eye. Thanks for reminding me about this one. Uh, right now, see, you're above this resistance shelf. Look at that. That's a beautiful resistance shelf too. Gonna bump. That's fine there. You don't want to see a close back below about 345.50 right now. You're getting above here. This is even with this gap, this is a clear path. Okay, there are a couple minor stopping points, but they're older. So you can watch here. Let me put the harmonics on here. I have this on my other charting platform. I just didn't update it on here, but look at that. Look at that. It's approaching at least moving the stop up here. And then look at this. You got that between that level I put on, that 354.03. What's my exact harmonic? Oh, I hate when that happens. 354.06. We'll just go there roughly. Fine. We're not trying to get it to the penny. That's definitely for me to move something up again and possibly take some partial profits. This is considered a clear path move. Your next major area I would not ignore though in that clear path move. You see how this has some significance? Oh, yeah. Yep, we got some significance right here with the flat 200. So that's your next target area, 363.29 to about 364. You start filling this gap, that's my next area I would not ignore. So that's key. And again, if it did dip back below this 345, 55, 50 area, I'd want it still to close back above that. You don't want it closing back into that area at all, because then that would be a failed breakout, and then it can generally failed breakouts start accelerating the other way. So right now, even on a pullback, I'd really focus on this 4-hour rotation zone, the top of the 4-hour rotation zone becoming key support. So let's see. This feels like a classroom, by the way. I'm glad you feel that way. Hey, let other people know. If you want to help out the channel, let other people know. I'm glad. I just try to do my best for everyone. Let people know. I want to keep expanding this so we can get a lot of people out there really learning great price action, really on the Discord, and then you can really become a solid community of great people who are really working together to be better traders and investors. Just keep spreading the word, everyone. You know, leave comments, come back after this live stream's over, put some comments in and do some likes. The more people it can pop up in their search, you know, they might watch one and go, "Hey, this is really good stuff. This could help me," or "I've lost money. This could help me at least learn to do things the right way." So again, everybody, I really appreciate you being here. If you're new here, please do consider subscribing. Definitely hitting that like button, ringing the bell. I don't know why anybody would dislike anything I do. And I will talk to everyone later. Tesla live stream in 20 minutes. It turned in after the Tesla video. So I will be covering Tesla. Thank you very much for those kind words, Wavy. I will talk to everyone later. Bye for now.